Hey everyone! In today's video we're going to talk about something that a growing number of people are aiming for: financial independence and retiring early, commonly known as FIRE. As the traditional retirement age of 65 becomes less appealing and attainable for many, the FIRE movement has gained a lot of popularity, especially among millennials and younger generations. People are realizing you don't have to wait until your senior years to retire if you're strategic about saving and investing. So what exactly is FIRE? How does it work? And is it really possible to retire decades before the traditional retirement age? In this video, we'll break down the basics of the financial independence, retire early philosophy and lifestyle. At its core, FIRE is about achieving financial independence through aggressive saving and investing at a relatively young age, typically in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. The goal is to accumulate enough wealth and passive income so that you no longer have to work for money. This allows you to retire from traditional employment and have the freedom to pursue other interests and passions. The math behind FIRE is pretty simple: you need to have 25-30 times your annual expenses saved and invested. That nest egg, combined with investment returns, social security income, rental properties, or other sources of passive income, would theoretically cover your living expenses indefinitely without having to rely on employment income. For example, if a household's annual expenses are $40,000, they would need a portfolio worth between $1 million to $1.2 million invested to be considered financially independent. Returns from that portfolio, along with things like Social Security, would offset their $40,000 per year cost of living. Those who pursue FIRE typically aim to save between 50–70% of their income to reach their FIRE number as quickly as possible, compared to more traditional savings rates of 10–15%. This accelerated path allows some to retire in their 30s or 40s rather than waiting until 60s or 70s. Achieving FIRE requires following several key principles and strategies. 1. Keeping living expenses low and minimizing costs. FIRE enthusiasts practice frugality by living well below their means, cooking at home, avoiding debt, driving used cars, and keeping housing costs reasonable relative to their income. Every dollar they can cut from their annual expenses means less they need to save. 2. Maximizing income and earnings. While reducing expenses is important, those pursuing FIRE also focus on maximizing their income through seeking higher-paying jobs, earning promotions, taking on side hustles, starting businesses, and negotiating raises. The more they earn, the faster they can save. 3. Maintaining high savings rates. As mentioned, FIRE followers save 50–70% or more of their income rather than the more typical 10–15%. This accelerates how quickly they can hit their FIRE number and retire. 4. Tax-advantaged investing. A key part of the FIRE strategy is investing contributions in tax-advantaged accounts like 401 kiloseconds, IRAs, and health savings accounts to minimize taxes and maximize growth. They take advantage of employer matches in retirement accounts. 5. Low-cost index fund investing. A very common investment strategy is using low-cost index funds for the bulk of your portfolio rather than stock-picking or actively managed funds. This provides diversification while minimizing fees that eat into returns. 6. Generating passive income. While investing in index funds is a big part of the FIRE equation, many also generate passive income streams through things like investing in rental real estate, creating online businesses, monetizing hobbies, and more. This further reduces reliance on a paycheck. While the FIRE lifestyle and early retirement goals are appealing to many, it's not without its challenges and drawbacks which are important to understand. The high savings rates required makes pursuing financial independence extremely difficult for average income earners. FIRE may simply be out of reach for those making lower incomes without extremely frugal lifestyles. The investing returns assumed for a typical 4% safe withdrawal rate may not pan out. Things like recessions, market crashes, and inflations have to be planned for. Many who achieve FIRE at a young age find themselves feeling restless, bored, and without purpose once they leave work behind. Having a plan to fill your time is essential beyond just accumulating enough money. Healthcare costs can also be a major burden for early retirees before qualifying for Medicare at 65. Obtaining affordable health coverage is one of the biggest challenges of retiring before a traditional retirement age. There's also always the risk that you could run out of money by underestimating your lifespan, spending too aggressively, or investment returns coming up short. This weighs heavily on the minds of some in the FIRE community. While the benefits and freedoms appeal to many, it's essential to weigh the significant trade-offs early retirement requires in areas like spending, stress, relationships, and more. Hopefully, this has given you an introduction to the FIRE philosophy and movement along with an understanding of what it takes and the potential challenges involved. Just to summarize, FIRE is about achieving financial independence through saving 50–70% of your income and accumulating 25–30x your annual expenses invested to retire decades earlier than a traditional retirement. The strategies involve keeping expenses low, maximizing income, saving and investing aggressively, generating passive income streams, and careful tax planning. But it's not without trade-offs like extremely frugal spending in your working years and the risk of financial shortfalls in early retirement. Careful planning is essential. I'll leave some links in the description below to other helpful resources to learn more about the financial independence and retiring early movement. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions.